Hi, I have a pick a pile today. Pick a card, pick a crystal actually. For those of you who want to receive a message from your ancestors, so we have four choices today. I have an amethyst here, clear quartz, labradorite, which has a cool flash. I don't know if it's going to. Oh, there it is. Okay, and lastly, peacock ore, which is also really cool looking. All right, so yeah, it's pretty straightforward today. I don't have much to say in the intro. Go ahead and pick your pile. You can pick based on what you see here. You could also pick based on the numbers that are in the timestamps, because I know that I like to do that personally. That's how I pick piles, but you know, it's up to you. Or you could just randomly pick one, I guess, too. I do have to say that everything's already pre-shuffled and pre-picked. I do have one tarot deck here that if I need to put clarifiers, I'll do that. But I already picked all the tarot and all the oracle cards. I have not looked at them, but they are already pre-picked for each pile. And yeah, so I'm going to start with pile one, okay? So I'll see you in your readings, guys. Hello, pile one. So if you picked the amethyst, this is going to be your reading. Actually, let me put it over here. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. I have a message from your ancestors here. So let me pick the, all right. So we got three main cards, then we have some of this and some of this. So I have a a message. I have tarot to clarify, and I have some advice here at the end, or further messages. So let's just get into your reading, pile one, and see what your ancestors have to tell you here. Okay, interesting. So in this deck that I'm using, it's the deck that I dedicate to my ancestors, and it's like a regular playing deck, card playing cards, but it also has double meanings, obviously, because it has they need to add the major arcana, and they did. So this is actually the Six of Wands, which is usually about triumph and a celebration of some sort, or I don't know, there's something like that. But this in this deck also, it's the Tower. So that's really interesting. It's an interesting mix. I like that it's upright. It's not upside down. So that means it's not a reverse. So that means that the shocking new thing that's coming your way, it's almost like a tower moment that's coming your way. It's not necessarily a bad one. Not that tower moments are bad anyways, but it is the divine intervening in some kind of way. However, for this, in this case, it's going to be for your betterment, and there's some kind of shocking news coming your way as well. Maybe this is what your ancestors are probably not, I don't know. They might not tell you what it is, it might not come up here, but they are telling you that there's something coming. There's like a shocking news coming, and it might shock you a little bit in regards to like, because the tower deals with like foundations, but then being in the wands card is interesting, because in the wands card it's making me think of like it's a spiritual thing that's coming your way, maybe like some kind of epiphany or some kind of I don't have the word for it for some reason, but I feel like it could definitely be in the spiritual sense. It could also be pertaining to something that you are very passionate about. There might be a swift change, something that's for the betterment of whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue here. Let's see. Wow, it makes sense here. Okay, new moon in Aries. We just had a new moon in Aries, guys. That is crazy. Okay, so this is happening probably between the new moon in Aries that we just had until we have a full moon. And it says time to take action. So when you receive this information, this is what I'm saying, like it's good information. It's just coming in a shocking way, it seems. When you receive this information, they're saying take heed of that energy. It's like use it for your betterment. Wow. Okay, let's see. Interesting. Okay, pride. I love myself, and I see myself in everybody, in everyone. I'm sorry. Okay. For some reason, I have to look at when we have a full moon, because now that's kind of like, for some reason, that time frame is significant for you guys. Okay, so yeah, we just had a new moon, and the full moon is going to be on Thursday, April 6th. Okay. So maybe in between now and April 6th. I'm filming this on the, what day is today? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Is today the 25th of March? 25th? Yeah, today is the 25th of March. So from the 25th until the 6th of April 6th, that could be a very significant time. Also, the fact that we are in Aries season as we speak, Aries season itself could be very significant as well. I just feel like Aries is bringing a lot of like Emperor energy as well, which is a very like decisive energy, something you're not afraid to like pursue your passions. The number 6 makes me think of there's something that's going to balance here. Maybe this news is bringing it's not just bringing your awareness towards something that's going to help you along the way here. It's also bringing you like it's like a balance in some kind of way. Okay, all right, let's look into the tarot, because now I'm curious and I want to see how this develops. And I'm not sure how the pride thing comes in yet. Maybe letting you know to be a little bit lenient with how you want to take action towards something after you receive this information here. Look at that, more wand energy, more fire energy. The King of Wands. This person looks a little angry to me for some reason. Like their fist being like that clenched up like that. It makes me think, okay, maybe that's why they're bringing up the pride. It's like, it's almost like don't let pride maybe cloud your judgment is what they're trying to say. Look at that, Page of Pentacles, and brand new beginning, a solid new beginning. It's like an opportunity, it seems. 8 of Wands. There we go again with that fast moving energy. Yeah, you're receiving something soon. There's Knight of Cups. Interesting. It could be an offer for someone, from someone. The fact that we also have a Knight, and Knights are about movement as well. Very interesting. But this almost looks like, he looks like he's like emerging from like a portal or something to me. I've never looked at that card like that. That's interesting. Ace of Swords. See, that's there. This is what I meant. Like, it's like an epiphany. It's like some kind of information, it seems. And the Queen of Wands. So we have the king. We start with the King of Wands and we end with the Queen of Wands. That's very interesting. That is very interesting, guys. Makes me think. And then we have the Knight of Cups. Interesting. Okay. The fact that we have divine counterparts here kind of shifts things a little bit for me. But it could be an offer of love from someone that's coming in, or some kind of declaration in regards to someone might be like telling you how they feel about you. And maybe that's why you're also being called to very much not stand in your pride, not let your pride kind of get in the way of a connection here. Because there's like a newness coming in. And this is happening pretty fast as well, but it's coming in the sense of, it's also like divinely orchestrated. It makes me think, because I know the Ace of Swords in this deck doesn't look like that, like the regular Ace of Swords that's coming literally from the ethers, like it's a sword coming in. But like, it is some kind of divine guidance regardless. Okay. I can tell that I'm gonna need to I'm gonna need to clarify. And I have a feeling it's not just going to be your pile. These messages seem to be a little bit of, it's like they don't want to give everything away. It's just telling you to expect something, okay? I want to see what the pride is about. Why is the pride lesson here? See, like the sneakiness, or maybe it's, okay, struggle. Okay. See, another knife. But look at the bottom of the deck here. The Ten of Cups. It could be that it could actually be this King of Wands. It feels that it's the one that it's the King of Wands is the one that wants to take action towards you. It could be, but maybe if it's after a period where all of this has transpired. So there's been a lot of deception or sneaking around, a lot of internal struggle for this person. There's also been a lot of pain, and it feels like it's not just for them, it's been between both of you, because all of this is between both of you, right? That's what I'm seeing now. And then it's been a long time coming, this change, this opportunity for this person, it seems, and for you to be able to kind of take action towards each other, in the sense of maybe having a heart-to-heart conversation, a conversation that's not based in pride. Putting your pride aside lets you tap into like your self-love, and therefore you're very much open to other perspectives, if you will, because the card says, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. And it makes so much sense that will be the message too, because you're coming up as the queen. This very much feels like the person that I'm reading for. And this feels like another entity, because even when I first was, when I started the reading, I was like, this person looks very angry. And I didn't say you. So yeah, this is someone else. So you and this person are in, the King and Queen of Wands in the same suit. You could be, you're equals of each other. You are mirrors of each other, it seems. And there's a specific point that's coming in. There's a specific moment, maybe a little spark coming in, where both of you are going to be, it seems, in the right place at the right time, or just the energy all around you is precise. It is the moment where things are going to happen. A specific moment. How? Okay. I'm just going to do 2 more cards to verify. I just want to see who the King of Wands is, to give you some kind of idea, because I feel like this message is so cryptic for some reason. I don't even know if I've gotten the message, to be quite honest. Maybe it's because you're meant to be the one who kind of deciphers this, or you're the one who really understands what's going on here. I'm just here like observing the story. Okay. All right. Let's see what that is. Queen of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so it is someone that has actually tapped into their divine feminine energy, but maybe they're balancing divine masculine and feminine energy at this time. And it's taking them a while. It's taking them a while to get to this point with the 7 of Pentacles here. Also, it's almost like it makes sense, because they're trying to bring you this offer, but in a way, they've waited a long time for the offer that they really want to bring forth to you, for it to kind of not just, what is it? They know they need to present to you something meaningful, and they were waiting for that meaningful thing to happen, if you will, or maybe in the right time for them to, it's almost like, you plant a garden and then you have to wait for the fruit of your labor. They were waiting to have a solid offer for you. But once they do, it happens quickly. It's quickly. The take action thing is not just for you, it's also for them, it seems. what's interesting is that it happens after a tower moment. So maybe the tower moment for this person is not the best, but for you it is, because they look a little bit unhappy here. However, it kind of like it's for a very short while, because then they realized that they have the perfect opportunity to come forth. And it's almost like the divine even tells them, like, there's intervention here. There is. And then they go from the Page of Pentacles to the Knight of Cups. And then they realize, okay, I'm supposed to bring love into this situation. And it's almost like you are so intuitive and you're just here enjoying the happiness that this brought you, but you're realizing, it's like you're getting intuitive hits that something is coming, some kind of truth, some kind of declaration is coming, but you just don't know. You don't know when per se, and you don't, it's almost like you don't even know the who yet. It's about to be revealed to you. Here it is at the bottom of the deck again. Very interesting, Pawan. Let's see what your oracles have to say here. Interesting, Nephilim. Controversial, assessing new perspectives. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe the tower moment is a controversial one. Maybe it's, the Nephilims were like giants as well, so it's like a big moment, a big something happens, and then it's like time to take action from both sides. You know, it's okay. Baby steps. Action, again, the action. Okay. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I feel like this is what you're doing here. All of this feels very much like the energy that's coming towards you, this person developing something, and these two feel like you, where like you're following your intuition, you're following the guidance that you're receiving, and you're seeing that you're very successful when you do that. You feel very tapped in, you feel very enlightened by spirit, or it could be even your ancestors. And they're saying continue to do that, continue to follow your intuition, even if it completely yet doesn't make sense to you yet. It's almost like the picture here is being formed, things are being worked on, if you will. Very interesting. Lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Maybe that's why they're telling you to follow your intuition, because your intuitive knowing is something that you cannot shut off, right? Your ancestors are saying you probably have lived this life, not specifically, but you probably have encountered the same situations in past lifetimes, or you and this person have found each other in past lifetimes, which is beautiful that message is even coming through here. So it's time for you to remember. Also tap into your soul gifts. Maybe they're trying to help you also unlock soul gifts. It feels very much like they're also trying to bring a lot of healing towards you with this truth, with this declaration of something. Look at that, prosperity. A gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. There's that love again. No, step away from pride. Step into love, it seems. In every aspect, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, but also with the message here, it seems when it comes to love as well. To money as well is what I meant to say. All right. I just want to get one final message here from the Animal Spirit deck. See if we get a little bit more of a clearer vision here, if you will. Let's see. The elephant, I love it. More fire energy, and it's like, you see this flame here? It's like there's a kindling of something. That's very beautiful. I love your reading. It's so interesting and like it's powerful. All right. Let's see what the elephant has to say for you. So the elephant, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. When in balance, one-pointed focus, generous and loving. Being a loving person or tapping into the loving person that you are is significant here, Pawan. When out of balance, misunderstands fate. Very interesting. To bring into balance, trust. Okay. Yeah, when I said that the divine is here, they have their hand in this, right? Pretty sure I said that. It's like divinely orchestrated. It's almost fate. The Even this, it's like you've done this before. You probably, that's why you've sensed that something is coming, because you've felt this before, obviously in another way, but you felt this before. You've had this enlightenment before. Very interesting. All right. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in this deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is a destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. Literally what the tower does. The tower literally dismantles everything that's now no longer working. It's if what the foundation that you've built upon is not solid, the tower is here to like scrap everything clean so you can start all over again. So that's why it's a gift. It's not meant to be feared. But for you, it's even more sweet. It's almost like whatever obstacle is on in its way between you and this person, it seems, between you and like it seems like a lover romantic connection it's being taken care of. It will be taken care of for either both sides, for you and for them. It's, again, wow, beautiful. All right, to add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Again, fate. So whether it's almost like it's beautiful because it's like you guys are you're trusting your intuition to guide you towards, it seems like, the perfect place for you to meet this person. And on their end, it seems like the divine is intervening by making them, also putting obstacles in their path, if you will, to guide them towards the same spot that you're going to be at for some reason. That's so specific. I hope that makes sense for some of you. Trust the gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. That is beautiful. File 1. Wow. I knew there was a reason why I was called to do an ancestor message, because it has a different tone to it. But yeah, I mean, not to say that only your ancestors are here present, but this is a beautiful message. You're very much supported and loved, and it's almost like it's not your ancestors at play here. It's also this person's, it seems. They really are working their magic from both sides, because you're meant to intersect in some kind of way, meet each other or be with each other. You're meant to have like a conversation. Something is meant to happen here between both of you, and your ancestors are looking out. Your ancestors are looking out for both of you here. So thank you so much, Pawan. I really hope that this resonated and brought you some clarity, and I hope I don't ruin the surprise. I'm pretty sure you were kind of aware that something was coming your way regardless. But yeah, I want to thank your ancestors, your spirit guides, for being here in this reading, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Have a good one. Get ready for about to. I'm just gonna burn some cinnamon. Hello, if you're in the in-between here. Just gonna clear the energy of it here. The messages are coming through a bit clearly, but sometimes a little bit stagnant. Everybody has their own flow here. About to, let's see. hello, Pal 2. So if you pick the clear quartz, this is going to be your reading. I have the main message here for you. I have some tarot to clarify and then oracles to give us a little bit more of advice. So let's see, Pal 2, what your ancestors want to tell you at this time, what they want to bring your attention to, if you will. So this is the Seven of Swords, but in this deck, this is also the Chariot. And I love the Chariot when it comes out in readings as of late, because this year, 2023, adds up to 7, which is the year of the Chariot. You could be a Cancer, I'm hearing, for some of you too. This is interesting. It's almost like I'm seeing like these two energies. It's almost like these are two of your ancestors really coming to the forefront here, trying to show you that there's a way, there's a path forward to head home. And home for me, or usually comes up as going within, like home is the soul, kind of like tapping into self again, finding your true self again. That could be what they're guiding you to, or they're trying to, come forth and tell you, hey, we have a clear path forward, easier path forward for you to kind of to tap into yourself again, find yourself again. This could be very random, but this could be for some of you. If some of you are immigrants, your ancestors could be telling you here that they want you to visit your home country again. Maybe you should pay a visit, or maybe you're going soon. You've already planned to go. They're saying that's a good choice. There's something there for you back home. I'm hearing whatever back home would mean to you. That's what's coming in. I'm also hearing that home for you could literally represent like a person. The actual word home could be significant in an instance, like it could be the name of a song that really resonates with you. I don't know, there's something there. Poem, something creative. Be bold and make the first move. Very interesting. Cardinal moon. It's almost I'm almost seeing like your ancestors could literally appear to you, because this card is so mesmerizing to me today, because the horses are so like zoomed in. It's almost like you cannot ignore it. Okay, you cannot ignore this energy. You probably have been feeling maybe your spirit guides, or whatever you thought it was, like, like spiritual in a sense, a presence around you, trying to nod you towards something. Definitely could be your ancestors. Take whatever resonates. If you don't work with your ancestors, that's okay. Maybe it's your spirit guides. But that's very interesting. They're trying to get you to go somewhere, to get you to like make the first move. It's almost like take the first step. You just got to take the first step, and then the rest, it kind of just unfolds, I'm hearing. Okay, denial. This is a very interesting soul lesson here. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Okay, I got the message there too. All right. Your ancestors are trying to get a hold of you. They're trying to knock at your door. I'm hearing knock at your window. That's interesting. They're really trying to, maybe they're trying to reach you at home where you're living, or wherever, like I was mentioning, wherever you feel like it's home to you, that's where they are. They want to meet you there. They have a message for you. They don't want you to deny them anymore. They don't want you to be scared of them anymore either. The fact that it says, I acknowledge my fear. You might have a fear of connecting to your spirituality, connecting to your soul, to your deep inner like soul gifts, which could be spiritual gifts, and that could be scary to completely understand. Even like me mentioning, like they could appear to you, and that could be very scary. But they're saying it's time to replace that fear with knowledge and insight, and this is what they're trying to bring to you, so that you don't fear this connection that you have with them. And in the make the first move, be bold. Again, being bold, step away from fear, and make the first move. Let's see what that's about. Maybe they want you to just, the first move could be as simple as, you literally saying aloud, hey, I invite those ancestors who are here for my highest good to communicate with me in a way that's not going to scare me, for example. It could be as simple as that. It could be as simple as after that you can, I don't know, put out cookies and maybe a glass of water and be like, this is for those ancestors who are here for my highest good. Leave it at that and wait, maybe they come to you in a dream where it's not scary, or they show up with messages through songs, like I mentioned, something creative that you could be involved in, or you watch, or you consume in some way. That's very interesting. Four of Wands. Okay. I'm going to have to do all of them because it's almost like one card is not giving me enough anymore. So interesting that we go from the Seven of Swords, which actually the Seven of Swords in the regular tarot is someone sneakily looking back at two swords that are left. It's almost like you've been sneaking little glimpses at these ancestors, these energies, but you're still there. Here it is, like you're refusing to see them for some reason. It's like nothing's holding you back, or nothing's here to like harm you or scare you. You have the capability of getting yourself out of this bind, getting yourself out of the fear by actually acknowledging. It's like looking at fear in the face, if you will. But there is nothing to fear. This is beautiful. The world. Wow. Ace of Swords. Truth. Insight and awareness is what they're trying to bring to you. Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. They have... Okay. Let me... And the Page of Pentacles. Wow. So maybe you also connect to a lot of earth spirits. And that makes, this is you feeling safe. You feel safe in this energy. However, it seems that you don't feel safe too much around the sword energy, which sword energy is very much the mental. Okay, I'm hearing, this is not, I don't mean to be triggering anybody here, but usually, disclaimer, and I should have given this disclaimer, I'm going to in the other piles, but usually ancestors kind of bring forth messages that could be triggering, because it's kind of like it's things that have been passed down from generation to generation, and therefore they're triggering. It's something that it's part of you, and it could be triggering to hear. Okay, they're saying if you've struggled in the past, or you are struggling with mental illness, and you might be perceiving these gifts, or you might be perceiving these energies trying to communicate with you as you going a little crazy. You might think that if you have a history of like mental illness in your family, and again, please take this with a grain of salt. And I am not a shaman. I am not a physician of any kind. This is just what I'm hearing and seeing here in the cards, and what the messages that I'm receiving. And if you don't feel comfortable with me speaking about mental illness and what it, how it pertains to probably being spiritual gifts, and it's just dormant gifts of the soul and all of that, if you don't believe in any, this might not be the reading for you, or I'm not the reader for you, period. Okay. Even in what I just said is it's such a topic that doesn't even want. I'm so reluctant to mention what I'm even hearing, and that could be your energy too. You're reluctant to kind of see it this way, but you might need to hear it here today, or you've probably heard it before, but you're just refusing it. There's a lot of denial here. So if you have a history of mental illness in your family, and certain mental illnesses actually mean that there were probably people in your family that even close to you that you know of. It doesn't have to be that you've ever met them, but it could be stories you've been told by ancestors that were living, if you will, people that actually are older than you in your family, that some of those people that, quote unquote, had mental illnesses, or not quote unquote, they had mental illnesses, let's say, because they never saw past that, or they never had the means to develop past that. It was just seen as mental illness, and that's how it stayed. they actually had spiritual gifts. And then you could be kind of thinking that you're suffering from the same things. And however, Pautu, it seems that these, you're not going crazy, okay? You're not going crazy. There is, I don't even know how to approach this topic. It's such an interesting, the fact that this message is even coming through. It's like spiritual gifts are like foundations in your family. Okay, they're part of your lineage. They're part of way back when, you know, it's I'm hearing now when two of your ancestors got together, it was like a perfect match in the sense and then it just started, it just kept being passed down and passed down generation to generation, and it's gotten to a point where it has culminated with you here. Okay, your generation, you, not just you, it could be other people, other siblings from the same generation as you. You guys are here to bring an end to something, maybe an end to the thinking that the spiritual gifts are actually you know, going cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. It's actually not. It was more of like, the more you ignore them, the more that you deny them, the more that you will fear them, okay? It's time to really, there's nothing holding you back. There's nothing here to hurt you, okay? If anything, you're super watched over, quite honestly. Even like your home is completely protected. It's almost like nothing can get through these energies to hurt you, like at all. It's almost like your ancestors are protecting you, but then again, you might feel their presence and that could be scary to you, but it doesn't mean that they're here to hurt you. If anything, they're here to protect you. They've been protecting you. I feel like you're very close to nature. You're very close to, you feel very safe when it comes to maybe working with nature spirits, but there are other entities trying to also reach out to you, especially your ancestors, especially them, but there seem to be other entities. You possess a lot of soul gifts. I can't ignore it. It's the Ace of Cups. It makes me think like also they could manifest for you in your creative outlets here. It's something that lives within you. Like I was saying, your soul home, it lives within you. Something you cannot ignore. It constantly wants to be brought to your attention here. You see how from the world, even like how it looks, right? From the world, it's almost like this hand is coming out of here into this card. It's trying to be brought forth to you. But you here at the end, kind of looking away from all of it and just focusing. You seem to be grounding something. Not that there's anything wrong with that, to just working with nature, if you will. But there's a lot of potential, untapped potential that you have denied yourself of, okay? It's time to make the first move to unlock all of this. You might feel like there's a second spiritual awakening, a very significant second spiritual awakening coming, and maybe you had a really hard time with the first one. Maybe you went through psychosis and you were, again, diagnosed just as your ancestors were with some kind of mental illness, and that could kind of like put like a little bit of a tarnish on how you view spirituality in the past. But now it's like it's coming around again. This opportunity is coming around again. And they don't want you to deny yourself of these soul gifts anymore. Okay. I'm going to stop talking about that and I'm going to move on to your oracles here. I really hope that helped. I don't want to tap into that anymore because I feel so much reluctancy from, I don't know, it could be like outside forces. That could be even how you feel. You have this internal struggle within you about this. You look at it, but you look away sometimes. You tap into it, but not too much because it scares you. It's kind of like that. There's a tug. There's a give and take here. All I can say is if you approach it from a place of wanting to understand wanting insight and awareness instead of focusing on the fear that it kind of like bubbles up within you, you're going to have a better time at it, okay? Oh, right. Well, okay. Corrupt, unethical, and cults. Okay. Yeah, you could have a really hard past when it comes to religion, spirituality in general. You could see it as evil even. You could see it as something bad, something you're not meant to tap into. That's really interesting. That makes sense. This is what you're fearing. You fear that what you're going to be tapping into is this. And I can see how this is not pretty. This is not something you would want to tap into. All right. Interesting. I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs, and uprooting. Okay, you could also feel like you're paying for your ancestors' mistakes, or you're paying for your ancestors' wrongdoing, especially if you view their practices or however they acted in the past in this way. You might feel like you're paying karmic debt here. If you feel like that's what's happening, the world is here to saying you're closing that cycle anyways. If you intuitively know actually that that's what has been happening here, well, they're also here to tell you that you've closed cycles, you paid the debts, you're done with that. This is why what they want to bring is like a new foundation, a stable new foundation for you that stems from you actually maybe knowing everything that you're capable of, okay? And not fearing it anymore. You're not meant to fear it. You approach it from a place of love. You're not this. If anything, you're this. Okay? Very much you're in tune with Mother Earth. It seems you're trying to do the best for everybody here. So you're not approaching your spiritual gifts with a corrupt mind, or to use it for your gain or anything like that. If you don't feel like that at the soul, at your core of your being, you just want to bring a lot of love, understanding into the world, empathy. There's nothing to fear about your spiritual gifts then, okay? Though maybe you feel guilty because you feel like if you tap into it, if you use them, you're gonna end up corrupt and like not using them in an ethical way. I highly doubt that. It doesn't seem like that's even you at all. Okay? Wow. Yeah. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. You might be a natural born healer, and you might carry a lot of guilt with you because of it, or you might pick it up from other people as well. And then you kind of like internalize it, and it keeps you from even tapping into who you truly are even more sometimes. Wow, look at that. Courage. You are safe, definitely. You need to know this, Paltu. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. There it is again. Set strong boundaries. That's interesting because I did mention how if you kind of don't fear tapping into your spirituality or the spirits that are trying to communicate with you, it could be your spirit guides, it could be your ancestors, it could be the divine in some kind of way, right? Setting your boundaries is if you need to set boundaries to feel safe, they're okay with that. Actually, they encourage it, okay? The more specific you can get and the more boundaries you can put up, the better. Because especially if it helps you to stay away from this, what you perceive to be not good for you, right? Like I said, it's very simple. You could just be very specific about who you are willing to communicate with, or who you're willing to even receive messages from, okay? Literally just be specific, and it's okay. You're safe. There's nothing to worry about, okay? You're safe, and fear is an illusion. I can, and fear is also sometimes not an illusion because it's very much felt. You could be in the midst of fear sometimes. And even if it's quote unquote an illusion, it still feels very real to you. Well, set boundaries, okay? Be bold, be courageous, and set boundaries. I like how it's green here because I very much see you like, if I had to give you like a label, okay, that doesn't have to resonate with you, but like a green witch, you're very much, you feel very at home working with earth spirits. Plants could be very nice, you feel very nice around plants, nature in general, animals. What you kind of like don't really like to tap into it's other kinds of spirits, but they really want to reach out to you. So yeah, all right, let's see. Your ancestors, just the message overall seems to be, they don't want you to deny yourself of more intuitiveness, more awareness, more enrichment of your soul and enrichment of your spiritual abilities. Okay, that's pretty much what the message is. I know I went around and around, but that whole thing about the mental illness thing seemed to be very significant. It had to be said, and I'm sure even if it helps just one person see things a little bit different, that's enough. But all right, let's see what the spirit animals have to tell you here. Then we'll leave it at this, okay? Fire ants, I like that. So the fire ant. It leads me back to, and I don't, again, this is not to scare you. It leads me back to it. This is almost like you're a beacon, okay? You're a beacon, and you attract so much, okay? But also, it's up to you who you let in, if you will, right? Especially, it's up to you who you let in your home. And a home is not just your physical home, although it could be, but it's also just let kind of get through to you with a message. You possess the power, okay? You're in control. They want you to know that too, that you're very much in control. All right. Let's see what the fire ants have for you here. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. When in balance, thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excess heat, and gossip. To bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. Very interesting there. All right, fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It is the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalance rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy, the misaligned fire ant energy, and that it shows you that it is at play. You may also find yourself stewing in a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. That's why they don't want you to deny yourself of all of this. It's not so much, I'm not seeing, it doesn't really resonate with me as far as like the gossip of anything like that, but that could be a message for some of you. But maybe there's drama in your family in some kind of way in regards to maybe you wanting to pursue spirituality. Maybe your family sees spirituality in this light and you're ready to kind of step away from here. Maybe your ancestors are also saying, we're sorry that it was also us who kind of failed you because we stepped away from our gifts. But now they're coming back again. You're getting a new opportunity and we want to help you with it. We want to help you how maybe others didn't help us, if you will. That's kind of what I'm seeing there. And with the don't pretend that heat isn't getting to you, that's an interesting message. It's almost like your ancestors are saying, don't pretend we're not here. Don't pretend you don't have these gifts. Again, don't live in denial because you're not meant to, okay? Think you're a little bit smarter than that. You're very tapped in, whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe your intuition is so powerful. It's been around with you your entire freaking life that you just think everybody kind of has the same intuitive nudges that you do, and that's not true. Maybe it's second nature to you. It's always been there, right? It's almost like if you've always had 20/20 vision, you could take it for granted, whereas someone that is visually impaired, when they get glasses, they realize, oh, not everybody was seeing the world like I was seeing it. Everybody was actually seeing it like this. It's kind of like that. but like in reverse. It's almost like you've always had this gift and this intuitiveness, because again, it's in your lineage. It's part of you, dude. It's part of you. I don't know why I called you dude, but it is part of you. It's undeniable, and they don't want you to deny it anymore. There's so much for you to discover. Look at it as a way of like discovering yourself. Look at it as a way of like you're closing cycles and starting new ones from a place of a lot of awareness and intuitiveness and just insight. If you crave information, great. They want to bring you a lot of that too. So thank you so much, Paltu, for sticking with me here. If you stuck to the end, and I really hope that this helped you. I really hope that this kind of message resonated with you. If it didn't, this might not be your pal. This seemed to be very specific. This was a very specific message, which again, it was my intention, because I do have faith that this message will find those of you that need it, okay? Thank you so much. I want to thank your ancestors for being in this reading, for letting me tap into their energy and yours, and thank you for letting me read for you, and I'll see you in the next readings. Hello to the in-betweeners. I'm just getting some cinnamon here because Pao 2 was very interesting. All right, let's see. Hello, Pao 3. If you picked Labradorite, this is going to be your reading. Bit of a disclaimer here, Pao 3. Seems that the messages from the ancestors are hitting home a little bit, okay? I've felt it in Pao 1. I felt it definitely in Pao 2, where whoever I end up reading for, the collective that I'm reading for, it could be a little bit triggering, okay? The messages that come forth. Just wanted to give you that disclaimer. However, I do feel like the messages that are coming through, they're very much needed at this time, it seems. So, yeah. Just wanted to get that out of the way. So I have the main message here. I have some tarot to kind of clarify. And then I have here some oracle cards to kind of tie everything together. Okay, so we're just going to get into your reading. Let's see what very important messages your ancestors have for you at this time, okay? Four of Pentacles. That almost looks like the Five of Pentacles, right? Because of the little guy peeping out here. It's interesting. You know, in the last ancestor reading that I did, one of the pals had this card as well. And the message instantly came back to me. Something about lack mentality, or yeah, there's some kind of generational curse that you're breaking here when it comes to lack mentality. You're also, it almost looks to me now like this is like a book. You're closing the book. It's like you're closing a chapter here when it comes to, again, lack mentality, it seems, or a monetary, not feeling like money is helpful, but I don't know, the way that you view money, or the way that money is viewed in your family is changing. You're bringing a change to that. There's less worry as well. Very interesting message. Surrender to the divine, full moon. The next full moon is going to be on April 6th, okay? You might be called to work with that moon to kind of close this cycle that I'm talking about here. Lovely. Courage. Look at that. This is a beautiful card. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. There's a lot, there's a lot of fear going around at this moment in time. The fear that the lack mentality that I was talking about could actually be fear that you don't have enough, or you're never going to have enough. And that just doesn't have to be money. It could also be around health for some of you, because pentacles are wealth, but health as well. Material things, but health as well. And it's interesting that that's coming in as a message for you guys. You have a lot of inner strength, without a doubt. You have a lot of, it's almost like you have a lot of passion within you as well. It radiates from you. It extends outwardly. You're a big presence, Pile 3. You're also very courageous. Maybe that's also your ancestors saying. They very much admire you for how courageous you are to tackle these things that has been carried out in your family for a while. All right, let's look at your tarot here. Queen of Wands. Talk about a big presence and that courage. This definitely screams courage to me. Very beautiful. Ace of Pentacles. There we go. All right. The Hierophant. Nice. Okay. Seven of Cups. All right. Five of Wands. And the Star. That's beautiful. So yes, you are actually bringing in a lot of healing. There's a lot of healing that you've done. There's a lot of healing that you are going to bring towards. It seems not just yourself, but your family as well. Also, there's a gift coming your way. You're being commended for your courage and your dedication to your spiritual growth, to kind of devoting time to address those things that have kind of plagued your family for a while, it seems. This is interesting. Seems like the messages today are going to be about stuff that your family hasn't dealt with, it's almost like this is the generation that deals with this shit, if you will. I don't mean to curse, but that just came out. There was a time where things were very confusing and there was a lot of internal struggle here. But reaching towards the light nonetheless, okay? You were always reaching towards the light, and it's almost like you've captured it. You've literally are still reaching, but you're not in a cave and confusion anymore, because these people look like they're in a cave reaching for light. And this is just, it's almost like you don't even know what path to take here. But it's almost like you've made it. You've made it to a point, or you're about to make it to a point where it's almost like you have the sun at your disposal. And the sun meaning, the sun is a star, right? But it's the closest star to us. It gives us life, nourishment. There is happiness that's coming your way. There's a lot of heart healing, emotional healing as well for you. The Hierophant is throwing me here for a loop. I mean, it makes sense. It's almost like the Hierophant is about institution and things that were already set. I don't know. There's rules and regulations, but it's almost like you rise above it as well. It's like you see through it because of the eye that's on top of the pyramid. It's almost like you've gained the perspective that you needed to as well. Some of you could also have ancestors in ancient Egypt. If you're very called to like ancient Egypt kind of things, like research about it, or just seeing documentaries, or just the aesthetic of it all always kind of calls your attention, is because you could have ancestors from there, or you yourself could have lived past lives there. So that's an interesting message that's coming in. The fact that also money, especially in the United States, has a pyramid in it, right? And the all-seeing eye thing. That's interesting. That's coming through as well. There seems to be some kind of gift of a lot of, there's money coming your way, it seems. Health and wealth, it seems. Very good times coming ahead. This is almost looking like a sun to me. It's almost like they're handing you this. They're handing you this. It's not handing. It's not a handout. You deserve it. You've worked for it, okay? You've been very courageous. You've been very, it's like you stuck to your guns. You also have a lot of trust in the divine. You're very spiritual. This is giving me like Empress energy. You're ready to receive. She's holding a sunflower. The sunflower makes me think of the sun card, which is Leo energy. And we have two lions here and the sunflower in the middle. Everything leads me back to kind of, it's like you radiate this courage and this good energy about you. Wow. Your message is very straightforward. You're very admired by your ancestors. It's almost like you're in an undeniable presence, because now I'm looking at the full moon again. What is it? I don't even know what the word is now, but you know how the sun calls our attention because it's our closest star. Well, the moon calls our attention too. It demands to be seen. It demands to be observed, right? Because it's such a big presence as well. The full moon especially. That's almost like your energy. You carry a lot of strong, like, just, you command attention. You command, I don't know, you're very powerful. Okay, and again, that because of that, it's almost like you're bringing things towards you. Your ancestors want to tell you that there's things coming your way. It's almost like you're attracting them. And there's no more confusion and no more internal struggle. You've reached a point where there's a lot of healing that you've done. So therefore, now it's time for you to receive these gifts, it seems. You're ready for it. Surrendering to the divine, I think, is part of like the last card here. Kind of gives me that vibe, if you will. She's very much trusting. She knows it's almost like this is a threat of fate, if you will. You could have an intuitive knowing that after a certain point in your life, after you reached a certain, maybe even in your initial spiritual awakening, you got the message that after you reach a certain point in your healing journey is when things were going to start looking up for you, if you will. And they're about to, pile 3. This is beautiful. Wow. More healing energy, water energy. Water element, reflection, kindness, and compassion. Maybe you also really love the ocean, the beach, water energy in general. Maybe you're also being called to go to water. Water could be very healing for you. Also tapping into those energies, the energy of kindness, the energy of compassion, loving, that kind of like helps you along the way as well. Wow. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Again, definitely. There's some kind of reward coming towards you. You've done the work. It's time to repay you for it. They want to bless you in some kind of way. Inner earth, but oddly enough, it's like a beach. You see that? You survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Yeah. If you're in the midst of this right now, maybe this is telling me a story of you deciding to take hold of your spiritual growth. You deciding to take hold of your life in general. Pursue the things that make you happy, and also do the healing that you need to do to get to this point, right? If you're in this journey at this moment, they're saying, please keep going. Doors are about to be open for you. There is rewards coming your way. you decide the way that you want to take this, but wherever you take it, you're going to be successful. There's solutions coming, new beginnings. What a beautiful, wow, look at that. I think you've done this from day one. You've used your discernment, and then you're also being called to again use your discernment. See that sun back there? That's lovely. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Yes, stay true. Definitely follow your intuition. Keep doing what you've been doing up to this point. Don't let this confuse you. Don't let the internal struggle stray you from the path that you were headed on anyways. Keep your dreams a secret. That's interesting. Maybe there's certain goals here that you've had for a while. They could be dreams of yours in the sense of like, you know they're possible, but you haven't really set out a plan for them yet. You even haven't discussed them with anybody. They're saying don't. Okay? Maybe you felt yourself like you shouldn't be sharing everything. Probably this is making me think, okay, so the Seven of Cups is also dreams, like the dream state. So maybe your dreams, you get a lot of messages through your dreams, and they're giving you this advice here. They're saying, don't share your dreams with anybody. You can log them, you can, do your own thing with them, but maybe it's not wise at this moment in time to share the dreams that you've been having. Keep them to yourself for now. It's almost like they're going to be useful in some kind of way. Or because they give you a lot of signs, synchronicities, guidance in your dreams, they're meant for you, not for anybody else, okay? That's interesting that thing really resonated with me here, the dream thing. And continue to use your intuition and your discernment. Your message was very straightforward, Pile 3, which is lovely. Let's see what the Animal Spirit deck has for you here. You're very tapped into the divine as well, because the Hierophant also makes me think of, yeah, you're definitely tapped into the divine. The Hierophant being the number 5 as well. You could have a life path number 5, and this will be the card that represents your life path. 5 is also about change, and we have here new solutions, new beginnings. There's changes. You have 2 5s here. That's interesting. Yeah, there could be a lot of changes coming in for you at this moment. That could also be why your aspirations, your dreams, you're meant to keep them to yourself so that you can give them light. You can give them light, interesting. You can give them life from within, because I feel like that's definitely what you do. You're a very passionate, intuitive person. It's like you could give life to your dreams, but you have to keep them to yourself for now. They need to develop within you first. It's like you need to maybe get the answers that you're seeking from your guides or your ancestors regarding how to pursue your dreams. When you get this gift, when you get this opportunity, that's why they're saying keep them to yourself until you kind of have a solid thing to stand on. You have a solid plan. Because sometimes, even if there's people that care about you, some people have things negative, not negative things, but like doubts to like kind of, they could bring a state of doubt to you if you share them with others, because some people are naysayers. So it's kind of like keep them to yourself. That seems to be a very specific thing that I keep talking about it. So it might be something that some of you definitely needed to hear. All right, let's see. Interesting, because this card actually flipped over, but now here it is again. All right, so it is the crocodile who has a message for you. And it's going to be significant. You know why? Because I remember, I got that card a couple of days ago in a reading, and I kind of remember what it said. It's something about stillness and waiting for the right moment. And that's literally what this last card was trying to tell you with discernment. And the whole thing of like keeping your dreams to yourself. Kind of, I also like that it's water energy. ties into this. It ties into your intuition as well, because water always makes me think of healing, but it also makes me think of your intuitive knowing, if you will. All right. Oh, I missed it. All right. I can never find what I'm trying to find when I'm trying to find it. Does that make sense? All right. Crocodile, resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. When in balance, wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. That's what you are. That's the word that describes you. You are a silent powerhouse. You give your you give your dreams, or whatever you want to set your passionate your passionate energy towards, you give it life from within. Wow. When out of balance, feels stuck and lashes out. To bring into balance, rest. And I don't know what that word is. I'm going to butcher it, but it's Makarasana pose. I guess that's a yoga pose. All right. The crocodile reminds us to step back from the external world and turn inwards. Now it's not the time for decisions, actions, or discussions. Yeah. The crocodile mantra is wait. This doesn't mean laying around hoping life challenges will disappear. The crocodile is much smarter than that. It means intentionally withdrawing, gathering our awareness, observing and building energy. Fill up your vital reserves so your next move comes from a place of wisdom and power. That is beautiful to tie in your reading. Makes a lot of sense. There's going to be an opportunity for you. Doors are going to open. But even the card, the inner, there's a lot of things to keep them to yourself for now. Pile 3. And you'll see how they come to life eventually. And then eventually you'll be able to share it with others as well. It's not that you're meant to keep this for yourself only. I don't think that's the opposite of your nature, which is why your guides are saying here, keep this to yourself for now. And then, once you use it, you can use it to help other people as well. So thank you so much, Paul 3, for letting me read for you, for letting me tap into your energy. I want to thank your ancestors for bringing this message, for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me to read for you as well. And I really hope that this resonated with you guys. It brought you a little bit of clarity, maybe confirmation for a lot of you as well. And I'll see you guys in the next readings. Oh, my music stopped. Hello, Pal 4. So if you guys picked the Peacock Ore, this is going to be your reading. This goes over here. I actually want to give you guys a disclaimer. The messages seem to be a little triggering sometimes. They could hit a little close to home here, which makes sense because this is from your ancestors. So yeah, just a little bit of the disclaimer there. But, overall, I think up to now, the pals have been, I think, very, very insightful. And the messages that have been coming through seem to be very important for the collectives. And they've all been very synchronistic, very, everything kind of ties into everything. So it makes sense. All right. But I'll stop babbling. Let's see what your ancestors want to tell you at this time. What is the most important message that you need to hear at this time? So I have oracles, tarot, and oracle as well. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Lovely. 9 of Pentacles, very beautiful. And also the Hermit card in this deck. So you've probably been very much keeping to yourself, working probably on a lot of your abundance and trying to bring in a lot of abundance. And it's almost like you're getting there. Also, it could be monetary, but it also seems to be a lot of health that you've been working on. You've been working probably on your physical health, but it could also be spiritual, mental, emotional health as well. You're surrounded by beautiful things, Pal 4. Beautiful energy surrounds you. You could be a little scared to step out of your bubble here, but maybe your ancestors are calling you to, it's time to step out of it. Because 9 is almost at a 10, you know, almost at an ending, if you will. And maybe you're about to start a new cycle, a very prosperous one, and you're meant to come out of your shell a bit. They also view you as very, like, you're very beautiful. Your energy is very beautiful. It's like your emotions. You're a very beautiful soul here. I just keep seeing beauty there. All right. You're very close to achieving your goals. Yes, I literally just said that. There seems to be, you're very close to achieving something, okay? Probably a lot of prosperity in some kind of thing that you've been pursuing, putting a lot of work in. The Hermit goes within to find themselves, but it's almost like it being tied to the 9 of Pentacles makes me think that you've also been not just working on yourself, but working on something around you as well, like physically working on something while you're working on a lot of inner knowing of yourself, a lot of introspection. Very beautiful. You're achieving a big goal in your life coming up. And for a lot of you, this could actually be some kind of graduation, maybe from a certain school. You're getting you're being, what is it? You're getting your degree in something. That could be for some of you. For others of you, this could be some kind of graduation in the sense of like spiritual growth. If you kind of, you know, if that applies to you, if you will, take it however it resonates for you. But you are achieving a goal. Your ancestors are definitely telling you that you're achieving a goal. So think of, you know, whatever you've been working towards diligently. You're very much dedicated to that, because the Hermit really dedicates themselves to, again, growth and knowledge and understanding. A lot of the times is to go within, but you know, take it however it resonates. All right. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense too. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means I am on the right path. Yeah, you've been on a journey here, and you're getting to a point where you're going to achieve a goal that is very significant to you, and there's a lot of happiness coming with it. And they want you to keep in mind that as long as you're happy and you're following your joy, Pal 4, it's truly that simple. That means you are on the right path, okay? Not to say that there are not obstacles, there are not more hard times, or, you know, things are always going to be happy all the time, or else you're not on the right path. That's not it. However, it's almost like if you step back and you kind of gain some perspective, if overall you are truly happy in this moment in time, then everything is okay. You're where you're supposed to be, okay? But regardless, there's a lot of happiness coming towards you. Probably because you're achieving a big goal of yours. All right. 7 of Cups, interesting. 10 of Swords. All right, well, that's a little, oh, but here's the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, I see. The Star, beautiful. Beautiful. The 7 of Swords. Oh my God. Okay, what's with the 7s? And the 3 of Swords. Whoa. Wow. I almost want to do this, actually. This is what it feels like. feels like this. You've been through this. This is why you went into hermit mode here. Wow. After a lot of pain, a lot of deception, a lot of heartbreak, this is, if there was ever a card that depicted the Three of Swords in one of the best ways, it's definitely this deck, the LIGHTSEERS deck. This is what heartbreak feels like. It's almost like yes, your heart gets ripped out, but at the same time it's so connected to you. It's raw, it's intense. It doesn't just split in half, it splits in many. And this ties, you've been tied to a lot of, it's almost like there's a lot of cords tied to your heart, in the sense of like you've had a lot of connection. This is not just 1, 3, 4 people. This seems to be painful in the sense of like you've been wronged a lot of times, Pile 4. My goodness, no wonder it's time for you to achieve happiness. And that could be one of the goals that you've set out, especially when you started your spiritual awakening. It seems you went within and you really did. It's like you cut all of these cords. You really truly stepped away from. You've been trying to get understanding of why these things happen, why you've been wronged so many times, or you've been in pain so many times. It would make sense why you don't want to come out of your shell now with the hermit over there. The thing is, this is the goal. You're achieving something big here. There could be a lot of financial stability, quite frankly, and it could also be you conquering this really heavy energy. You went into hermit mode to fix this, to heal with the star, to heal this. And you're achieving that. You're quite literally achieving that. And with that comes happiness, not just for you, but it seems also, because usually the Ten of Pentacles is like the whole family is gathered together as well. Maybe you're also, there's generational wealth coming into your life as well. Maybe that's one of the goals that you've been trying to achieve, generational wealth, so that maybe the same struggles that you've been through are not the ones that your children, or even if future generations, don't have to struggle with that. And overall, whatever it is that you've been healing and working on, it seems that you're accomplishing that healing. You really are. And those cycles are not going to be repeated ever again. They're done. They're closed. Wow. This took me for a loop here, because this looks amazing. But it makes sense why the story is being said like this, because you guys need confirmation that this is for you. So if you've been through this, here, these are not easy things to get through, okay? Not at all. Quite literally, not at all. Especially it feels like all of this pain just left you in a lot of confusion. It's almost like that's why you probably went into hermit mode. You had to go within. You had to really step away from everything and everyone to understand why you even went through this in the first place. But it's all making sense to you now. It truly is, or else you wouldn't be peeking out of your shell there. You're ready in the sense of you're ready for the next step. And the next step is a beautiful one. It's almost like a culmination of your journey of going within. Now it's time for you to really reap the benefits of you going within to heal, because you're very healed, you're very balanced here with the star. Also, there could be something about you kind of helping other people, because the Aquarius, which is the star, is a humanitarian. You also are a visionary. You don't just do things for yourself. You think of how it's going to affect the world, how it's going to affect my community or those around me. You want to help at a grand scale, if you will. And that could be a goal that you're achieving as well, because now that you're tapping into this Ten of Pentacles energy, you have the means to help not just yourself, but others as well. Maybe help other people with the same things that you've dealt with here. And, you know, the Hermit mode helped you do that as well, in the sense of you were able to truly find yourself, probably find your soul gifts, things that, the gift that came out of here, you were able to see it. And then in having that knowledge, right, you're able to pass that on to other people. Let's see. Wow. 33, master teacher number. Merkava, movement, long distance travel, excitement. I like that. It's almost like you're taking all of this and you really are spreading it all around, this healing, this abundance of yours. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow, so your star ancestors are here to give you a message as well. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom. Look a little deeper. You're probably saying, how much deeper can I look? I feel like some of you have spent close to a year on this journey of like actually healing and uncovering a lot of the pain and reliving the pain to be able to heal the pain. It's not an easy task that you've accomplished here. But they're saying, you know, you could still go a little deeper. There's a lot of wisdom and hidden things within you as well, like in your soul, at a soul level. You possess a lot of knowledge as well. A lot of us, maybe you have a lot of past lives on Earth. You've incarnated here a lot of times. Maybe even during the time of when Egypt was at its peak, if you will. You probably carry a lot of knowledge from there. And if you don't, you weren't, you definitely have star ancestors that want to guide you here towards even more knowledge. Maybe you're meant to travel, because it says long distance travel. Maybe you're meant to travel to Egypt. That's interesting. Losing your grip, coping mechanism, density, addiction, let God in. Okay. I feel like this is definitely what you had to do. When I said like there's a lot of pain that you had to transmute here. I feel like you've accomplished this. You've actually surrendered to the divine, if you will. And staying in that flow helps you to get to where you want to be, get to where you're going even faster. And in a more harmonious way as well, because the more we resist the growth, spiritual growth is coming regardless. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen for us. But if you resist it, it's gonna be you're gonna have a harder go at it. But I think you're done resisting. Because you've gone through this already. That's beautiful. This is also something that you've gained from here. You've gained a lot of trust in your intuition. You believe in yourself. The messages that you receive from your star ancestors, from the divine in general, from even ascended masters, because I keep thinking of 33, master teacher number. So you really trust your intuition, and you should, because you are very intuitive. Intuition, listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. That seems to also be like a collective message here for all of the piles. Trusting your intuition and really tapping. Don't stop believing in yourself and in your spiritual gifts. It seems like collectively we might be going through a second big awakening here. And the reason why you're needed at this time as well, especially your knowledge, your insight, and your trust in yourself and your intuition, is because a lot of people could be going through their first awakening, but you've been through it, and you could probably help other people kind of decipher, understand what they're going through. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense for this pile here. I didn't get it until now, because it's been mentioned in the other ones too. That whole thing of trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. There's everyone that I'm reading for here today seems to be very highly intuitive beings, very connected. You have very strong, very powerful spirit guides, very powerful ancestors, very powerful energies looking out for you. I just feel like super cold on my shoulder for some reason. My right shoulder. All right. Okay, guys, don't get weird on me. Okay. All right. As soon as I said that whole thing, powerful energies and stuff, I literally, my shoulder is still cold. What is that about? Okay. All right. So let's see what the spirit animals have to tell you here. And then we'll leave it at that. You guys are very powerful. Okay. No wonder you've been through hell and back. Oh, how pretty. Okay. Water energy, the beaver. Okay. Really cute. All right. Let's see what the message is here. I've also gotten a lot of water today from the spirit animals. It's interesting too. There's that intuitiveness, that healing energy. Again, if I could find it. Oh my God, it's almost like it's not here somehow. Okay, there it is. All right. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless and worn out. When to bring into balance, physical labor, selfless service, which is making a lot of sense because that is what Aquarius is kind of. Very humanitarian, very much wanting to spread the wealth, wanting to share things. Selfless acts, if you will. If that makes you happy, maybe that's part of your soul purpose in this lifetime, okay? The beaver personality is a welcome sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by the way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project once started, the work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires their long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga, selfless acts. Okay. It makes sense. It makes sense because you've been at this for a while. I even said you've dedicated yourself to your healing and your spiritual growth with the Hermit, and you've been at it for almost a year. That takes time and dedication. That is not an easy feat to set out to even like what's the word, to complete is what I want to say. But you've done it. You're doing it. You know that's the goal that you're achieving. You being in this energy is paying off. It's about to. You're going to see it. That is beautiful, Paul 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, for letting me tap into your energy, for sharing this with me, because it's lovely to tap into as well. I want to thank your spirit guides and your ancestors, especially for being here, your star ancestors. Thank you so much again for letting me read for you. And I hope to see you guys in other videos. Bye-bye.